Go live. Yay! You're live. That's always good to know, but is it actually working? That's an even better question. I'm actually not sure because it is not showing it for me. Now my mouse is screwing up. That's great. There's got to be a better way to do this. There just has to be a better way. You know, I'm almost got half a mind to start using the craplet to do this instead. Probably work a little better. Who knows? Alright, I'm going to stop that. It's not playing. And we are going to hopefully, maybe, possibly get started. I can't share the link because the stupid junk doesn't work. It's dead. I don't know why. It's been sitting here charging for like almost a year. Okay, that's kind of a joke, but you get the point. It's been sitting there for a while. There's no reason for it not to be working, but it isn't. Like everything else I have, it's not working. I'm not working right now, which is good because I don't want to be at work. Who wants to be at work at 9 o'clock at night? That's no fun. Okay. So, what you're looking at has got no bearing on the video whatsoever. What we are going to be doing is playing around with computer junk. So what do I mean by computer junk? Hello? I mean old stuff that nobody cares about anymore. But I do. Remember this thing? Zenith. What is that? I forget the model. I should probably go look before I make myself look like a dork on YouTube. Not that I need any help doing that. You can see I have a keyboard finally. That is an XT-AT keyboard combo unit thingamabob. So I'm hoping that this will actually work. It's auto-sensing, supposedly, so I've got my doubts. I've also got my doubts that this tripod will ever not be stupid. I don't know what it's doing. This thing has really got no business existing. But hey, it's $5 at the Salvation Army, so I guess I can't complain too much. Unfortunately, I guess I could complain about the fact that CRT television is kind of shiny. Lets you see too much of the moron who's doing the stream. What is the model? I'm probably going to block the thing now with my big rear end. It's got stickers on it. I can't read it because it's too short. I can't really see. I managed to get in behind here. Show off even more undesirable things. Hey, at least I have a pencil. ZF 15842. XT clone. And it's got a little bit of a problem. Well, first of all, I didn't have a keyboard for it. Second of all, I don't have a monitor for it. But I have a keyboard now. So my main goal here is to figure out whether or not this thing will actually try and start. But it's got another problem. See if we can get a little bit of zoom in on this. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can turn the flash on so you can see this a little better. That's a 5 1/4 inch floppy diskette drive. It doesn't work. It's supposed to latch down. And it doesn't even work if I put a disc in it, or at least I don't think it does. It's been so long since I tried it, I really don't know. So put that in. Yeah, it doesn't even work when there's a disc in the drive. So. But all is not lost. Turn that flash off. Because I can at least see if it's going to start. And I was hoping that a few more people would be showing up for this, but it looks like I've only got 2 viewers. Am I going to be doing vacuuming videos anytime soon? Well, the answer is I don't know. What I do in my videos is what I'm doing in real life. I haven't seen anything in particular that's been worth picking up. I haven't bought anything that's been... I haven't bought anything. So... And really, if you want my blunt and honest opinion, there's only so much you can do with that stuff before it just tends to be the same old stuff over and over and over again. I want something new. It's getting rather hard to do that now that YouTube took away my ad money. So. Now that people have showed up, let's fire it up. Hope that I actually had it plugged in. TV's not on. Probably help turn the TV on. Probably not on the right input either. Oh, there it is. That is wildly out of focus. Disk error. Drive not ready. Do I have a keyboard? I have a keyboard. So the keyboard works. Not sure if you'll be able to see that or not. Well, maybe kind of. I have a keyboard light. So, good enough for me. Drive not ready. Actually, I don't like the fact that the light is on solid. So, I'm going to put a disc in there. Oh. Maybe I will not put a disc in there. That could be a problem. This might be a rather short-lived experiment. Can you do a video vacuuming under the bed? Well, have a look at this. I'm going to regret taking this camera off the tripod. But here is why I can't. Oh, you won't even be able to see it. Well, no matter, as long as it'll let me turn the flash on. Did it ignore me? No, it ignored me. Sometimes I wonder. Fun times, folks. Won't be getting under there anytime soon. Anyway, disable that. So I'm wondering if... I'm really wondering about this, if there's capacitor plague going on, or what the deal is. Because I don't think that's supposed to be on solid. Think it's upset, damn it Chris, it's upset at the fact that it's only got one drive and it's supposed to have two. I think I'm going to do a little bit of experimentation here, because I have time. It's only been like 6 minutes. TV off. Move the TV out of the way while probably showing unmentionables. But like I said earlier, at least I have pants on. Pull off the top cover. I don't think this cable's been played around with. So, where are the drives? Plug this card edge connector, which you cannot see me doing. Let me see if I can do this a little better. I could do better than this. Alright. Let's go ahead, raise the tripod as high as it goes. I don't think I dare bring it up any more than that. You can see the two brilliant holes in the wall. But you might also stand a chance of seeing what I want you to see. Yes, we can. Zoom in on that a little bit. I'm thinking that this drive selected wrong. So it's upset. Drive select 0. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Card edge connector back. Or no, because the cable is supposed to go like this. That's how it works. I could try changing it. I don't think it's going to make a difference in a single device system. Then again, who knows? Maybe there's some jumper somewhere else that needs to be set. I'm going to power it up again and see if I can look at the lights. I don't know, is that better than last time? Let's put a disc in it. Probably will regret doing this later, but I'm going to put a... Whoa. this in the drive. Clamp doesn't work at all. I have to hold the clamp down. I'm going to put the cover back on. Try and put the cover back on with one hand. This ought to be fun. Or 2 hands. I have 2 hands. Usually, that's backwards. Every time I try to put the cover on, this doesn't go very well. The cover's kind of thick. Of course, the thing is what? When was this thing made? Does it have a date on it? Usually it's kind of... It's not... Oh, is there a date somewhere? Is it a serial number? Well, it doesn't really matter. It's old, probably from the late 80s, mid 80s, somewhere around there. It's well past its prime, but I don't care. I just turned the TV on. Cool. That's good, because I'm going to use it. Clamp that down. Hold the clamp while giving it power. See if it actually starts anything from the floppy. Aha! It works. So the floppy drive actually does work. The clamp needs help. Current date and time is, I can't even read that. Looks like 1/21/1980 something. Enter new date. Well, let's see here. What's today's date? Today is 5/11/2018. Unsurprisingly, it's also Y2K compliant. Time, who cares? The IBM Personal Computer DOS version 3.2. Copyrights 1981, 1985. Copyright Microsoft 81, 85. Seems to work just fine. I wonder if there's anything that I can run on this that is going to actually be worth your time. Unfortunately, you can't read it, and I can't read it either. This thing has not got very good composite video output, and I'm wondering if maybe there's some capacitor injected noise going on up here. Watch a tantalum capacitor explode in my face while I'm doing this. Okay, so what do I have? I have format. I'm not using that. That would be a problem. Disk comp, fdisk, edline. I wonder if I can run edline. File name must be specified. Okay, well, how about basic? Okay, lost my picture output. Loading anything from disk? Disk light is solid. Read error, maybe? Three-finger salute time. Let's get it back. Well, I lost it completely. I had no keyboard. So I didn't like that. Let's see if it still works. There's a good old power switch jacket. Well, that much still works about it. Here we go. This thing does not have a real-time clock. Because it's an XT class machine, there's no real-time clock. So I've got to enter that in all over again. At least my keyboard works. That's a good sign. It's very good. So for those of you just tuning in, this is IBM PC DOS version 3.2 on 5 1/4 inch floppy on a Zenith Z158 XT clone. So what else can I do? Now I gotta hold this floppy drive clamp in place because it doesn't work. I'm gonna have to go scrounging around for 5¼ inch floppy diskette drives that work. So what else can we use here? Discomp, find, fdisk, edline, mode. I can't read a lot of this. vdisk, xcopy. Almost looks like this has a couple of tools that were not originally included with DOS 3.2 on it. But then again, it's been so long that I don't really remember a whole lot of this stuff. Oh man, I don't think I've played with a PCXT since... Well, geez, I think it's probably been at least a decade. Yeah, it would have had to have been a decade. 2007. 2007, yeah. So it's been 11 years since I last played around with any XT class hardware that I've owned personally. I mean, I've played around with a couple others that other people have owned, briefly. Certainly not enough to really remember any of it. Print.com. You know, I've almost got half a mind to go get that printer thing. That Epson, not Canon, Epson FX86, and see if this thing will support that. But I think that'll probably involve driver hunting, and I am lazy, so let's just not do that. Check disk. I can at least run that. So, what do we have? 655,360 bytes total memory, 640 kilobytes, more than anybody would ever need. That's a 360K floppy, 2 hidden files, 32 user files, about 19K available on the disk. So, I wonder if I can see what's on some of these other disks. Let's do that. Because I got a whole bunch of other floppies. That was this one, which actually was featured in one of my previous videos. So, see, the talk has gone to Game Boys, I think. Probably because of that Game Boy pillow, or Game Boy, it's just some knockoff thing that the Chinese produced. Unfortunately, the place I bought it from is no longer in business. It's a music store, believe it or not. Yeah, I know. I wonder if this will work, or if it'll complain at me. General failure, error reading drive A. Retry. I wonder if this disk is any good. So this one might be bad. Looks okay, but it might be no good. Hope I don't ruin any of these. Try this one. General failure. Maybe my luck has run out with the floppy drive. Or these disks are just purely all bad. Let's go put our original disk back in and hope it doesn't wreck it. I will probably have to put a second floppy drive in here in order to get any real use of it. Okay, that one works. So the drive is okay. Always use dir w. Don't use any of the other dir commands. Oh, force of habit. Let's see, what else do we have? PC-DOS 5 techniques and utilities. Wonder if this is any good. You know, I read that as people downloading porn off the internet. They've been trying to crack down on that for years, and that hasn't really gone very far. So, anyway, but no, it was tracking down ROMs. Aha. PK unzip. Utils. Looks like ZD Express or something. Let's try running that. I can't read it. I actually can't read that. Or ZD press. Well, we can try a couple. And I guess that's what that was. Whoa. Drive not available. Well, there's no C drive. Alright. Wow, that's bright. Holy crap. That actually doesn't look bad on camera, but man, I can't read that at all. Looks like a copying service. F4 to exit. I pressed F4 and it won't let me exit, apparently. Yeah. Let's 3-finger salute it. It'll let us do that. Put our boot disc back in place. You know, I didn't think this was going to work at all. I really didn't. I thought that the floppy drive was dead. Wow, okay, yeah, it doesn't like that. Control-Alt-Delete. Try again. Just didn't keep my date and time, that's fine, I don't even care at this point. So PK unzip, I'm sure everybody's heard of PK unzip. I'm not going to demo that. Oh, that's not what that one goes into. So that was disc 1 of 2 for DOS 5. So it's amazing that worked. This is DOS 3.2. What about disc 2? What's on disc 2? Does disc 2 still work? We're getting to unearthed secrets here. Utils 2, and they're all zipped, so that was a failure. Borland's Sidekick. I wonder if that would run on DOS 3.2. Not copy protected. Yeah, remember copy protection? Borland's Sidekick. I bet this is something you have to install, though. So none of this is really useful for something like this. Floppy only box. Is that bootable? I don't think so. Let's try running SK. Does it actually run from a floppy? Oh, it does. So look, it says Sidekick version 1.56a, IBM PC XT AT Junior. Copyright 8485 Borland. Full system, memory, whatever. So I don't remember what I was doing. So it's now probably resident in memory. So SKINSI, probably INST. I wonder if we can do a type on that. Okay, whoa. Nope, that's not readable. I hope it doesn't try and read anything else from the disk. Wow. Whoops, probably shouldn't have done that. It's the whole user manual. Okay, let's try another. I don't think I have any more, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't have any more. All I have for you now is Microsoft Word for Windows, and there's no way that's going to work without a hard drive. Although I have a demo. Let's try running the demo, and then find something else to do, because it's only been 30 minutes. Assuming the disc still is any good. Well, it might not be. General failure. Man, I was hoping to be able to demo that. You suck. Whatever. These discs don't look like they're bad, but you never know. They probably haven't been used since the year 1699. So, well, there you go. There's your PCXT. It works. That's all that you now need to know. So it functions. Everything is good. Everything is fine. What am I going to do next? I actually don't know. What can I do next? I have an iMac G3 sitting in the closet. I might use that. Go ahead and shake the dust off of that thing. See, that works fine. Don't need to use any part command because, well, there's no hard drive. So we can just go ahead and shut this off. And call it quits on the monitor. And, yes, the indigo. The indigo colored G3, which is sitting in the closet, because the picture tube is, well, it's kind of iffy. I almost don't feel comfortable running it. But I'm going to anyway, because you only live once, and I like to live life dangerously. I might see if I can find that CD while it's sitting out. Find that Linux disk where I tried to install Linux on the Power Mac G4. I might see if I can find that and see if I can get that working. Linux on that thing. I had Linux on it before. It was running Mint Power PC. But, of course, Mint Power PC is gone. Alright, so I'm going to unplug that. And unplug the TV. Suck the power out of the TV. TV will have to go somewhere. I don't know where. I probably waste more time switching computers than I do actually doing a video. Pull the TV out of the way. Setting the CRT face down on crap is not a good idea. Scratch the anti-glare. Unplug all of the things. No, this really doesn't matter. I do it anyway. It's a force of habit. Something, and then we can get this out of the way. So, now comes the problem. I need a USB keyboard. Do I have a USB keyboard? Well, I do. Bigger question is, do I have one that isn't going to require at least 15,000 swear words in order to relinquish it? Alright. Oh, this thing's heavy. Oh, of course, the whole thing is metal. Ain't no plastic in this thing. Except for the floppy drive. I think the floppy's plastic. That hardly counts. Yeah, it's plastic, but... Really? I can discount a floppy diskette drive being plastic, because those are cheap. They were even back then. That's why every computer had them. As opposed to a hard drive, which is frightfully expensive. Put that there for a minute. See if I can get this iMac G3 out of here. Probably can't hear a word I'm saying, because the microphone on this thing is complete ass. I could bring you over here, but I should probably plug it in. Have that thought. Plug this thing in. It's there, and at least that's getting power. Find this iMac G3. Find it, it's right here. But it's probably going to be royal pain to get this thing to come out. So talk amongst yourselves. I can't pause it. I don't think I could pause it. I'm probably going to break something. And boy, will that ever be fun. Of course, it's not light. Then again, what do you expect for a cathode ray tube? Really probably should not be doing this. I've spent today lifting servers all over the place. Now I'm lifting these things all over the place. Wow. There it is. Check it out. Hasn't seen the light of day in like months. But now it is. And I will be using it. You can use the mouse. Very not period correct, but it was a present. I think it was a Christmas gift or a birthday gift or whatever. Like 5 years ago. Maybe even longer than that. It's been a while. Of course, compared to that XT, this thing is a dream to set up. There's no monitor. It's just a keyboard and a mouse and a system. Of course, it only really gets rid of one thing, doesn't it? It does get rid of one power cord, and it gets rid of the VGA cable. Well, this does also have a VGA output, so I could add a second monitor to it if I really wanted to. I was really feeling lucky. Probably should, instead of using the built-in CRT, which is on its way out. Where's the power? Of course, I'm hoping, I'm assuming, this thing actually has a part next. It's coming apart. This thing is falling apart. It's seen better days. Of course, it was used 24/7 in a school environment. It's not like my other one, which was a personal machine, and this one was a lab machine. And I can't plug in the stupid power cord because I can't see what I'm doing. There. Lights dimmed when I did that. Does it still work? When it comes on, I can't hear it. I have an orange light. I've never had a green one. It's always been orange. Now it's booting into something. The picture's way off. This thing needs a lot of love. It needs a new picture tube. That's what it needs. And it's not worth it. You know, even though this is one of the fastest machines. Actually, it's been hot rodded. As far as I know, Apple only officially sold the Indigo with, what, 400, 450, 500. They never sold it as a 600, but this one is a 600. Of course, the date and time is wrong because it has no CMOS battery. Got classic on it. So what can I do? I had it out recently demonstrating something, and I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was a video demo that I never actually ended up doing. That was probably it. I think the clip appears in a video where I was talking about something being blue. That's why there's that copy of Eiffel 65's awful song on the desktop. So what we got? What's actually installed in here? I don't even remember. The picture is shaking. I'm not sure. I don't think that comes through on video. And that's what it is. And the focus is about that far off, too. So, it's pants. I just heard a smoke alarm out there. Anyway. Power Mac 4.1. 600 meg. I have the original board for this machine. Sitting in my parts box, but I never use it. Pocket PCs, no. I used to have 2 of them. I had a Toshiba Libretto. I guess that counts. It's rather small. I don't think you'd fit that in your pocket, though. But I did have a genuine pocket PC. Never used it once. I don't even think it worked. Just had it sitting around because I've never been interested in any of that kind of stuff. Low power stuff is not my interest. I like the big machines, the big heavyweights, and the really old ones too, like the 286 and 386, and the XTs, and all of that. Okay, what else was I doing? Wow, this mouse is a piece of junk. Well, I'm assuming... Oh, I wanted to check the hard drive. What drive is installed in this? I think it's the original one that came with it. 311269. Yeah, 15 gig. Remember when that was a lot of storage space? Times have changed, man. I'm a little concerned, actually. I think that, well, maybe not. That's Windows. It might have been a DVD. And at this point, I don't even know where it would be. So I could start putting random discs in the machine. Probably never get them back, because the optical drive is not good. So... I wonder if there's anything on that disc. Is it reading it? Or is it scratching it? Okay. Well, I might not be getting that back. Alright. Here's another I can try. Here's another I could try. They're blank. They don't have any labels on them. And that's DOS. What's that doing here? Dell Optiplex drivers. D-Ban. Clozilla. Some random music CD. Yeah, okay, that's it. I don't think I'm going to get that disc back unless I reboot it. Use the old hold down the mouse trick because this keyboard does not have an eject key on it. Most PC keyboards don't. Some do. This one doesn't. I have a Macintosh keyboard I could use. It was matching for that mouse. But it doesn't work. Half the keys are dead. I don't know how that happened. It's been sitting in storage. So it probably died while it was in storage because I neglected it. China pride. I hate it. And you know, I want to mention something. Every time there are 3 surefire ways to get a dislike on one of my videos. When I point out a flaw in Linux, I always get a dislike, at least one. When I talk about how much I hate Windows 98 because it sucks, I always get a dislike. And when I say the phrase China pride, I always get a dislike. So this is probably going to get 3. Do I care? No, because likes and dislikes are treated equally. So I don't really see why people seem to think that likes and dislikes are going to somehow change anything. 3 likes and 3 dislikes are equal. So, whatever, you know, if it makes you feel better, then that's fine, but it doesn't really matter. When people watch the video, they actually see the truth. I might have to turn the speakers up on this, because I can't hear it. The other option would have been to option boot that. I don't think there's anything on that disc, though, so wouldn't really have made a difference. There is something on this one. There may or may not be something on that one. If none of these are it, I'm not going to go looking for the disc, because I don't have time. I'm waiting for the day. I just saw something about uploaders getting their fees hurt. I am waiting for the day for YouTube to get rid of dislikes on this website. Just because a whole bunch of content creators band together and get upset because their videos got dislikes on them, even though nobody frankly cares. You can't please all 7 billion people on the planet all at once, or however many people are on YouTube. I think that's at full volume. No, it's not, but... the chime, I don't even think works at high volume. So what's on this disc? Hopefully I'll get this one back. "41 minutes. Windows 98 2nd edition. Are you joking? What a... that's not acceptable. I already have a Windows 98 2nd edition disc. Disk drive does not eject. I don't know if you saw that. Maybe just barely. Totes legal, by the way, although it doesn't really matter. As long as you have a valid license key, nobody's going to care. Because really, when you buy this stuff, you buy the license key, you don't buy the disc. But you do buy the disc, you get the disc with it. Back then it might have been different, but now that's... I don't even think they give you a disc anymore. Okay. Is it blank? Maybe that's why it rejected it? Where's that other one? Look at that other disc. I'm not even paying attention to the screen. See, it's got a dislike. What did I tell you? Was I right or was I right? Yeah. Whatever. I think that's blank. So, let's try this other disc. Let's go option boot this thing. What's the option key? Control? No, it's Alt. Right. Because I'm using a Windows keyboard on a Macintosh, which is a great idea, by the way. Disk insertion. The disk you inserted was not readable. Who cares? Hold down the Option key, or the Alt key. Put in a Dell installation disk and see what happens. I don't have one of those handy, unfortunately. I could put a Windows XP disk in it and see what happens. Of course, that doesn't work. But I don't think that this is readable either. Nope, no it is not. So... Control-Alt-Delete. I'll just boot it. What else can we do in 15 minutes? What else can I do in 15 minutes and you can watch? It knows what Windows 98 2nd edition is, so I guess it probably knows what Windows XP is. Is there something in here that I can demo without taking my head off? I wonder if I bricked it by putting that disc in there. Hope not. I want this thing shut down and back in that closet. What can I do? What do I have? Oh, I'm not getting that closet open now. Wow. So much stuff, no space for it. There's retrace lines all over this display too. Disk insertion, eject it. Makes you wonder what it actually is. And if it'll give it back to me. Well, it did. So, now what? I wonder what that was. Probably a Linux distribution. Some description. Not the one I want, but is there thought that counts, I guess. I've been thinking. This morning I was thinking. I was thinking about, at the place where I bought that Sunbeam metal fan, they also had these kind of silly, goofy, fans, battery-powered fans, that were total junk looking, but they were like $10. I have money still on a gift card. I've been thinking, you know what? I might buy one and review it just to call it crap. Or, who knows? Maybe it wouldn't be too bad. Really, honestly, what I would like it for is to have another fan to put in the window. You know, double the amount of airflow that I can have out of that window when I have it open. Because that's what I use that metal fan for, and that's what I used the green turd before it. Metal I have what? One? That's not USB, but it's the same thing. 1, 2, 3. 3 USB fans, 2 are metal. I used to have 3 metal ones and 2 plastic ones. One of the plastic ones broke, unsurprisingly, and one of the metal ones stopped working. So, oh well. I have an AC version sitting in the studio behind all the equipment, cooling off a power supply that, frankly, probably doesn't need to be cooled off, but it's there. It gives it something to do. So what can I do? Is there something I can demonstrate? I don't think so. There's an old version of iTunes on here, which may or may not actually work. iChat. Audacity. Well, we could demo Audacity. Oh, I'm not going to get that back out of there. I was going to say, yeah, I'll show you the USB metal or the AC metal thing. I'm not getting that out of that place. Unless I move the monitor and the computer, I'm not getting that thing out. So, let's record something. Yay, recording! You can see it is actually recording, too. And it actually doesn't even sound that bad. So look, if I stop this, play it back. Yay, recording! You can see it is actually recording, too. And it actually doesn't even... It doesn't sound bad. I mean, it doesn't sound great, but it doesn't sound bad. So, there is that. I also found out that there is screen recording software on this, but it doesn't work. Which is kind of a problem. So, what do I have here? Let's open up the hard drive. I was hoping that I'd be able to find that Linux disk so I could install it, but alas, no cigar. Oh well. Anyway, what can I do? So this, actually, this keyboard over here, this XT-AT keyboard is really handy because I picked up a pair of Pentium class machines, socket 7, baby AT. One of them needs an AT keyboard, the other one doesn't. I have CPUs for them. They're both missing the CPUs and the heat sinks. I have CPUs, but I have no heat sinks. And, I mean, I could run it without a heat sink, but at 12 watt TDP, that ain't gonna last too long. Now, what was I doing? Oh, I wanted to look at applications. What's installed on here? Sticky Notes. 10.4 Fox. Really isn't a whole lot. Yeah, that's too bad. I don't really have a lot to demo. I could put it on the internet. Oh, I can't put it on the internet. Oh, I can put it on the internet. I have Ethernet. Right here. How convenient. So I hit my head on the tripod. I hate tripods. Did any wonder why? that even going to open? Let's see. Where's the internet on the machine? He's blind. Sounds great. Now, is it actually going to work? That's probably the bigger question. Yay, something open. Oh, that shouldn't be exciting, but it is. 10.4 Fox 45. You know, I love the idea of a modern web browser on this old hardware, but this... You could have picked a better base to go on than Firefox. This is terrible. Because it's got the Australis user interface, or as everybody calls it, Astrails. It's about the worst user interface I've ever seen in a browser. Second only to Google Chrome, which is by far and away the worst. I think a kindergartner designed it. 90% of the useful features it doesn't support. There's no menu bar, which drives me nuts for reasons I frankly don't really feel like I'm explaining, just that it does. So let's go to a website. It's not letting me type. Wow. So now you know why web browsing on a G3 is not a thing in the year 2018. This is one of the faster G3s too. I think they got up to like 1.5 gigahertz, maybe 2 gigahertz even. Maybe not even that. I don't remember. I think they had 1 gigahertz IMAX at least. Everybody's favorite website. Let's go see what UXW Bill is up to. Oh boy. Well, this actually works though, so it just goes to show you that this is the way the internet used to be. It used to be like this, and it truly is a shame that it isn't. Remember when YouTube worked in using Flash 9.0? I used to be able to get YouTube to play videos on a Pentium 2 366 with running Windows 98 2nd edition. I used to be able to do that, and it actually worked pretty nicely. I mean, the video was choppy, which is no surprise. It's a Pentium 2 366 for crying out loud. But it worked very nicely. Because usually, you know, I would watch the videos where I only cared about the sound on that. But this, not anymore. It's all over. So what can I do in what is now about 8 minutes? I don't know. I don't really have much to demonstrate. I was hoping to find some Socket 7 heatsinks at work today so I could actually build those two machines out. But, nope. Alas, it was not meant to be, so that'll either wait till next week or I'll just do it on a video. It means I'll be sitting around for a weekend. Anyway, so let's take this off the tripod. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to shut this iMac off so it's not pumping heat out into this place. Get out of Audacity. Don't need that. Shoot her down. Wasn't very much playing around with it now, was it? Oh well. Such is the way that things go. I've been pumping out the videos of late. Not that everybody denies that. Who cares? But anyway, I wanted to show you the big fan, which needs to be cleaned. That's that USB, or not USB, I keep calling it USB. The metal AC powered thing. Is there something else I can demo that's actually worth demoing? Can't believe I still have that. SeaMonkey 2.49 is the last version that will run on Windows XP. But of course, that's the current version, so take from that what you may. Is that actually correct? No, that's several minutes behind. I'm gonna have to fix that, because it drives me nuts. I've got lots of videos waiting in the wings, but I'm having difficulty rendering and editing them because I've got no storage space. So that's an issue. 56 minutes. So I think I'm probably going to cut this off now because I don't really have anything else to say. So, is he actually even still here? I can go and look. Switch the camera so you can see my ugly face. Let's see. Probably already started his broadcast. So you can see what I see. Participants. Doesn't tell me all who's here. Whatever. So, yeah. I don't really have anything earth-shattering to say. So, this is why I don't really generally like videos where I just talk. General update videos don't interest me. For that reason alone, because I spend most of my time talking, and most of the time it's not even useful. So, when I make content, I want to make content that is actually useful. Maybe not useful to all 7 billion people on the planet, but certainly useful to the 10 or 15 who watch it, and the 5 or so who like it. So, that's fine. As long as people keep watching the videos, I'll keep pumping them out. Based on what I'm currently working on, which is pretty much computers. As you've seen, I think pretty much every single one of these live shows has been computers. But there's not really much else I can think of to do live, other than low-end radio stuff, but that's obviously not YouTube friendly. So if you want to go watch that, you got to go watch that on iVlog on Tuesday nights, and Monday nights, and Wednesday nights, and Saturday mornings. But anyway, so the hard part's going to be getting that CRT TV back up there. And no, I did not stand on this office chair in order to get that down. That needs to go downstairs. I'm well aware of that. So, I'm sure that'll get a couple comments. I get a comment every single time I stand on this office chair. Oh my God, what you doing? I know what I'm doing. I haven't fallen yet. Knock on MDF particle board. So, is MDF actually particle board? I always just call it MDF, but maybe it's particle board. It certainly looks and feels like particle board. I don't stand on the chair often, though. So, yeah. When I say it, it makes it sound like I do it all the time, but I don't. Only when it's absolutely necessary, and like, I wouldn't do it to put a CRT television up on the top shelf of a 5-shelf storage rack. That's kind of stupid. You know, the people who fall off office chairs are doing it because they're being stupid. So, anyway, the pool shed's still standing. Some of you might know we had an awful windstorm a couple, how long ago was that? That was last week. Had an awful windstorm. They called for a massive risk of thunderstorms. Didn't get any of those. Drives me nuts. I've balanced 17-inch CRTs on my head. What are you talking about? Trinitrons, too. Those are heavy. Anyway. No thunderstorm, but we got the wind. The 110-plus kilometer-an-hour winds they were calling for. Amazingly, and I still don't know how this happened, the pool shed survived. That shed out back, that's all dry rotted. I mean, on one hand, it almost blew away. It's like visibly tilted, but it's still intact. It didn't blow it over, it didn't flatten it, it didn't do any of that. It's amazing sometimes. And yet the wind broke the latched gate that was closed. I don't know. Well, that's it for me. It's now been an hour and change. And I'm sure you don't want to look at my face anymore. So, it's 10 o'clock. Chris is live. Probably has been live for minutes. So, these live streams actually get more views than my regular videos. Maybe I should do them more often. But then again, if I do them more often, I will run out of things to do them about very quickly. So, I think I will stick to once a week. Having said that, goodbye and good night. And if you watch this whole thing through the archive, what are you doing with your life? What do you mean you can't post links in the chat? It says that link posting is on. Oh well, wouldn't be the only thing on YouTube that's completely and utterly broken. And as per the usual, it asks me if I want to stop. Well, yes, that's why I hit stop in the first place.